if you want to see how I got my frontal looking like this, make sure you keep on watching. So getting right on into it, this frontal is 12 inches and it is from Beauty Forever Hair, and I did purchase this myself, and the knots are not bleached, but the frontal hairline looks pretty natural, so I don't know if they cut down on the density, but before that when I had their frontals, it didn't look as good as this one does. So as you can see, the knots are not bleached in the frontal yet, so that is what I'm going to show you how to do. First off, you're going to need your bleaching powder, and I just have the BW2 bleaching powder, and I got the small tub from my beauty supply store, which was $11.99, so $12, and it's a lot in there, so yeah. And I got the bigger ones because I'm bleaching bundles as well. And for the frontal one, I'm using 20 value developer. I ran out of my 40 value developer. I didn't have time to run to the store, so I'm just going to use what I have. But if you can, please try and use like a 30 or 40 value developer, because it'll take much longer if you use a 20 value developer. Or anything lower than 40 value or 30 value developer, it'll just take a longer time, and it's much easier if you use a higher value developer. And another thing you're going to use a mixing bowl and a little applicator brush, hair dye applicator brush, which is also at the beauty supply store, and some gloves to protect your hands, which I eventually took off later on. I don't know why, but I did. So first you want to make sure that the hair is nice and away, like all the baby hairs are pulled back and none of the hair is to the front of the frontal, so you don't get any bleach on the actual hair. Even if you are, dyeing the hair later, you still want to make sure that you're just getting bleach on the lace and the knots and not the hair. And later on in the video, I forgot to mention that I switched out my applicator brush for a knife, just because it's much easier to apply and you have much more control over the bleach and where it goes with a butter knife rather than the applicator brush. And then you see me pulling some hairs that are coming through the back lace of the frontal, if that makes sense, because sometimes they do slip through the lace and I just have to pull them out, but it's not that big of a deal. So you want to grab your mixing bowl and brush so you can mix everything together. So I'm just going to grab my powder, and I'm going to use 2 scoops of the BW2 powder, or maybe more, I don't remember. But yeah, you're just going to put as much powder as you want, but you don't want to use too much because you don't want to waste any product. And yeah, and then you're going to just put the developer in there and mix it all together until you get a really thick consistency, which I will show you later on. So basically you're looking for like a peanut butter consistency, so nothing bleeds through the lace and gets on the hair underneath the lace. You just want it on the knots, and that's it, not on the hair. I just need one more shot at forgiveness. I know you know that I made those mistakes maybe once or twice. Okay, and like I said before, you want your consistency to be thick like peanut butter. I cannot stress this enough, and I'm just eyeballing how much developer I want in there, because I've bleached knots before. So, but if it's your first time, you might want to measure it out and make sure you get that really thick consistency so you don't mess up the hair on the frontal and have blonde roots and brown hair. Like that's not cute, guys. So as you can see, I added way too much. I didn't add enough, developer. So I'm going to go back in with developer and make it, more of a cream substance. You can't just use it like that. That's common sense. So I'm just going to add some more and try and get to that consistency that I'm looking for. Too late to say sorry.
yourself to blame if you want me to. But you know that there is no innocent one in this game for two. But I'll go, and then you go out and spill the truth. Yeah, we both say the words and forget them.
So now I realize that I added way too much developer and it's a little too runny for my liking, so I'm going to go back in with the BWT powder and put just a little bit, into the mixture to make it thicker once again, so the bleach does not bleed through onto the hair and just gets on the knots. So now that I have the consistency that I'm looking for, I have that peanut butter consistency, that really creamy, really thick, consistency, I'm just going to add it and apply it to my frontal very gently. I know it looks like I'm going like extremely fast, but I'm actually being really careful. And I'll zoom you guys in so you can see that I'm lifting it up to check and see if anything's bleeding through to the hair. So you just want to be really light-handed and take your time. This actually took me 11 or 12 minutes to do, all together, just going back and forth, making sure nothing gets on the hair. Even with me being careful and checking, afterwards I still got a little bit of bleach on the hair, but it wasn't that much because I was careful and I took my time. Do not do this when you have, you're short or you don't have enough time. So yeah. So I let the bleach sit for 5 minutes and it wasn't enough time, so I'm just checking it and setting it for another 5 minutes, and then my camera died, so I ended up leaving the bleach on for around 15 to 20 minutes, and you'll see me checking to see if all the knots are bleached or not. So yeah, and I let it sit for another 5 minutes, and like I said, it took around 15 to 20 minutes for the knots to bleach completely. And now you're gonna see me, show you guys how the knots are looking, and you can also see where I got bleach on the hair before me pressing down on it a little too much. Sometimes you do have to press down so that the bleach covers the knots. And I'm just gonna rinse it out I'm rinsing it out with cold water. It's no reason I'm rinsing it out with cold water. I'm just gonna do it. But I'm not gonna show you the whole thing because I couldn't do it with one hand. So just rinse all the bleach out with cold water or whatever you really feel like. And then I'm going to take my ChamiaRochae shampoo and I'm going to, get all the brassy orange colors out of the hair because you did bleach the hair and you don't want everything orange and really ugly looking. You want everything to look really natural and really look like skin. So I'm just going to take the purple shampoo and apply it to the lace and not really focusing on the hair, just the lace. So yeah, make sure you do that so you don't end up with an orange scalp. I actually let the frontal sit for around 5 minutes to get all the orange out before rinsing it out. So that's just what you want to do. So you make sure you get all that orange out and you're left with a nice, clean, natural looking frontal. And that's really the last step for me bleaching my knots on my frontals. So you'll see the final product in the next clip. So yeah. So this is how she is looking, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little how-to video. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.